Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and welcome to Boots on the Ground. Let's get right into it. Lots to report today. This is from Mexico, the country of Mexico, and they're saying that their stores are well-stocked, full. They're seeing meat, chicken, fish plentiful, alcohol plentiful. Even in the poor towns, the butcher has meat in stock, tons of fresh bread, pastries, etc. But they do say that used vehicles are another problem. Just like it's hard to find in the States, very hard to find, and the prices are up. This person is reporting, this is in British Columbia. This is our local Walmart, and it's been this way for almost 3 weeks, and you can see that everything we hear on the Boots on the Ground is true. I go 20 miles south, or I go north, everything is sparse. There's big holes. They sent me a lot of pictures, and the Walmart is just short on a lot of the things that we need. Another report, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I went into the Dollar Tree I shop in today. It was in the worst shape stock-wise I have seen. Most of the shelves were empty, or the merchandise were very low. They did have some merchandise in boxes in the aisle to restock some shelves, but no one close to what they need to restock the store. Everyone stock up now. This is from Taylor's, South Carolina, pretty close to me. This is from a person that had opened up some frozen sausage to cook for breakfast, and it smelled horrible. After I inspected the Best By date, I discovered it was 10 months old, and it was just bought last week. Make sure you check your expiration dates. I can't stress that enough. Also, my storage unit that I use jumped from $110 a month to $180. That is a huge jump. That's $70 per month. I have recently closed out that account. Prices are getting crazy. I went to IHOP for breakfast. I think he took his family, and normally it would have been about $45. Now, with the prices raised, it is $72. Restaurants are not going to make it. If you're working for a restaurant right now, and you've raised your prices, I'd consider at least starting to get that resume ready, starting to look for another job, because a lot of restaurants are not going to make it. I've been in retail management for a luxury high-end brand for the better part of 2 decades. And I was also an interior designer. If you're familiar with South Park Mall in Charlotte, I'm sure you can imagine the sort of clientele I am used to. That said, everyone in the mall is short-staffed and scrambling to find anyone before the holidays. Many are starting pay at no less than $16 an hour for positions that 2 years ago we were only paying $9. I'm currently operating a specialty store with a staff of about 5 from what we used to have 20. This past weekend it was only myself and another management team member, where it should have been at least a dozen employees. Where are the employees? Currently, one of ours is out for medical leave for his second time due to adverse jab reaction. The rest don't show up due to anxiety, sickness, inability to pay for travel because they can't afford to buy a car, and Uber and Lyft are too expensive and they can't really rely on them. This past week, we had to make a decision to reduce our hours simply because we don't have the ability to staff our store for the entire day. It's pathetic, honestly. Customers are honestly not all that understanding and have gotten far worse than they were prior to the pandemic. Weekly store managers are circling, looking for candidates and trying to network with other stores to find suitable people. My store, as an example, only had 2 applications in the past 6 months. They're getting a glut of inventory coming in. I've never seen shipments push so hard. I'm getting 30+ boxes of shipments a day. My store should ideally operating at around 10,000 units of merchandise. Currently, I'm at 18,000 and have no place to store it all. I'm not alone either. Many stores are experiencing the same crunch. Also, they're giving no overtime. They have an attitude of management to the lower management and to the people, get it done. The result is complete burnout for folks like me. On a day-to-day basis, I'm hearing stores temporarily shutting down because managers are quitting on the spot from the stress. To add to this, many folks in the furniture industry are also leaving because lead times. This person has been a prepper for a long time. I hope they're continuing the prep. I hope their job is going to be secure. there's definitely cutbacks going on, and then having all that merchandise, sitting in the shipping containers on the ships or in the port. Next, let's go to my aunt and myself go out to eat every Tuesday. It's about the only day of the week we eat out. We typically get a half a salad each at a local restaurant. It's normally $17.54 before our tip. We typically tip about $3. This week, our 2 half salads were $25.18 before the tip. As always, we get our food and we go to a local park to eat by the river. So went from $17.50 roughly to a little over $25. Secondly, I go to a food bank once a month to help with my limited income. Food begins being passed out at 10 a.m. So I normally go around 11. So there's no line and I can be in and out very quickly. Today, however, when I arrived at 10:40 a.m., I was in line number 18 and could not even get into the parking lot. I was on the side of the road. When they finally loaded my car and started to pull out, I was shocked to see the line that was longer than what it had been when I originally got in the line. Also, my electric bill. I keep the house set at 78. I use ceiling fans. I got my electric bill today. The statement showed my bill is up 143.6% higher than last year. Okay, I know it's hotter this summer. So I looked at the kilowatts. My kilowatt hours right now was down from last year. I used 848 kilowatts this month. Last year I used 997. So she used a lot less kilowatts and her bill was 143.60% higher. Kilowatt hours on electricity is going up. It's going to be the new normal. This is from Northwest Ohio. Sometimes after work I pick up a 6-pack of beer on the way home. Previously, beer has always been very cold. Recently, the beer is almost warm. You can tell that the convenience stores are not running their cooler to their full cooling capacity. Now, granted, maybe they just threw the beer in there so it hadn't cooled off, but I'm interested to see if anyone else is seeing that. Or is the cooler not working properly because they're waiting for a part? Or is the cooler not being maintained at a level because there's short technicians? I live in southern Middle Tennessee and shop at Walmart for the first time in a couple of weeks. Price increases and shrinkflation were abundant. Russet potatoes, about $12 per 8-pound bag. Can of peas, $2.58. Great value large eggs, $3.13 per dozen. It was just sad to see many elderly people with very small amounts in their cart. Years ago, we installed a timer on our water heater that can be set to turn the water heater on and off several times a day. We set ours to come on at 5:30 a.m. so the water is hot when we get up at 6 a.m. And then we have it set to go off at 9 a.m. That way we get a hot shower, the tank stays full for the rest of the day, and we can wash dishes and do other things. Our timer is a Master Plumber brand heavy-duty electric water heater timer control, and it has to be hardwired into the wiring of the water heater. Also, a tip, when you go on vacation, turn the hot water heater breaker off at the junction box so you're not heating water and maintaining it while you're gone. So another tip, trying to save money. I reported the Ford layoff of 3,000 workers this week, but it's worse. More waves are coming. At least 8,000 will lose their jobs. Ford wants to transition to electric vehicles. I always loved Costco brand of canned meat. The last 4-pack of Kirkland roast beef was very different. Instead of beefy juice and ivory beef tallow, it had clear water and globs of orange fat. I will not buy any more canned meat. This is St. Louis, Missouri. I was told I had to wait 2 weeks for an appointment for routine car maintenance. Normally, this is a small shop near our home. We can always get an appointment in a couple of days. At most, I called another local shop a few blocks away, and they said the same thing. They said they have too many emergencies, which I guess means not drivable. So anything routine has to wait. My guess is that people normally would scrap or get rid of their car to buy a new one are now repairing their cars just because the new cars are so expensive. I live in western Wisconsin. Today my Aldi's had 0 sugar and our local Walmart only had a few bags of sugar. There is a sugar shortage, so if you're needing it, get it now. This is Vienna sausages. I just opened a can from a new case we just got at Costco and noticed that unlike the past, where they were jammed in tight, they were loose. Instead of 7, now it only has 6. So I don't pay close attention to individual item prices, so I don't know if this has changed. I'm spending significantly more on the whole when I buy groceries than I did in recent past. But this is a 14% reduction in product. Yes, multiple. At first when I heard about the Vienna sausage, I thought, oh, maybe the machine messed up and just didn't put the center one in. But I'm getting a couple other reports, so I think it's done on purpose. Probably have also reduced the outside weight on the container to make it legal. This is Publix. 80/20 ground chuck is $4.65 a pound. I will take that. Looks like meat prices are coming down in my area. $4.65 I think is expensive for ground chuck, but granted it is 80/20. My husband went to Walmart this morning and took these pictures, and the pictures were the potato prices. There was a pack for $11.26 for 8 pounds of potatoes. That's unbelievable. Also, they had another bag, $6.27 for 10 pounds. I think they were the russet potatoes. So I'm trying to figure out why the price difference. They look about the same on the picture. I'm wondering if the $6.27 ones have not had their price increase. But this is crazy. I went to a Family Dollar last night to get nasal spray and a few preps that I buy there weekly. No nose spray and hardly any children's fever reducer. I really need the nasal spray, so I went across the street to the Dollar General. I thought I hit payday because the store was well stocked with lots of meds. I scooped up a couple of bottles of nose spray and 2 children's Tylenol, 2 children's Motrin, an infant Tylenol drops. I got to the register and the cashier said that she couldn't sell them to me. She got the manager and said they were either discontinued or recalled. I lost my temper but did apologize. I went then to a local Walmart and meds were low but found what I needed. I feel the meds they couldn't sell me probably sat on a container ship too long and they expired. But why would they stock them? They didn't have the problem selling me little donuts or honey buns, but I told them just to keep it because it was bad for me anyways. I don't have no idea. Maybe they don't have the time to pull them off the shelves, or maybe they just got the notice, hey, don't sell these things. Maybe they were expired. Today I received an email from QuickBooks. A monthly payroll fee per the employees will go up from $1.75 per employee to $5 per employee starting October 1st. This is how it costs me to run payroll each month on top of the yearly prescription costs of paying employees for my company and the companies that I do bookkeeping for. This is a bookkeeper. So this is a huge jump. Going from $1.75 for each employee to $5. That's a massive inflation rate. This person's in California. All within the last 3 weeks, I went to get gas and the paper notes were out saying the system was down, pay inside. Husband went to Safeway grocery store and their system was down, cash only. Had a return at Home Depot and they had switched to a new system and couldn't process returns. Went to Sports Basement, a sporting goods store, and their reward system part of the computer was down. So they took my word for it and I got 10% off. My husband does online training to keep his license up. The system was totally down last weekend. My husband used his credit card to get gas, but it was declined. The next day I was at Barnes & Noble and my card was declined. Called my bank and said there was no flags on my account. I also used it a few times later that day with no problem. We rely on computers. There is a huge problem if we do, face a cyber attack. A cyber attack would cripple the economy, devastating for us. I live in a small 110-home subdivision with one primary access street in a bedroom city of about 70,000 people. We have a good city administrator and with excellent fire and police services. I've been quietly prepping since 2008. Last month, I prepared a one-page flyer describing setting up a neighborhood watch organization and asked for participants to be included or to opt out. I placed my flyer on every front door in the subdivision. After waiting 4 weeks for a response, I had 5 responses out of 110 flyers. 2 wanted to participate, 2 are interested but not actively, and 1 said no thanks. I have hoped that such a group would allow me to contact others and might also be prepping and form a mutual support group. No such luck. I continue to feel alone, and now being alone is not a good situation going into the future, but how to go about finding other like-minded families is a major challenge. I feel good that I have adequate beans, bullion, and bullets, but I'm more concerned about being on my own if SHTF. The two positive responses are a start, but inadequate to accomplish very much. Do you have some ideas about contacting local folks to form a preparation group without initially opening up my prep situation? That's going to take a whole video, but yes, a lot of people are alone out there, and we have to find context. I will have to address that in a video. Also, from Australia, there's reports and rumors that they're discussing that maybe unjabbed teachers in Queensland might receive an actual pay cut because they're not have that. So that's terrible. They're going to do their job. The amount that they threw out was $1,800. I don't know if that's 18 for the quarter, a year, a month. I have no idea. But just them talking about taking money from someone that's still going to do the same job is not right. This person said the Walmart app has a price scanner, so you can check the price of anything before you buy it, before you get to the register. And that is a good idea. And that way, if you see a problem, take a picture of the price sticker to speed things up. Just want to share a good medical experience. I went to a Springfield clinic in Springfield, Illinois. This is a large number of doctors and specialists. They have several locations, with some specialists that travel to the rural area. I saw a doctor that I had not seen for 5 years. I called on Friday for an appointment, expecting to wait months. I got one for the next Monday afternoon. It's a 50-mile drive, but the doctor was exactly on time, and I was out the door in an hour after x-rays, diagnosis, and a cortisone shot. I can't complain here. So excellent. So that was the Springfield Clinic in Springfield, Illinois. If you're in that area and need some medical care, might be looking into. This is from Virginia. Last year, our summer AC bill averaged $180. Last month, we had a bill of $225. Halfway through the cycle, the electric company installed new meters. Now our bill is $285. I tried to cut back on AC by using a couple window units instead of central air. With that in mind, what would our bill have been if I had not done that? My local Aldi's has no coffee creamer for months. Last visit, no french fries, no ketchup. Turkey meat is hit and miss. Usually a miss. Eggs keep going up. Your air conditioning, maybe your window units are not as efficient as your main unit. So I can't tell you, but I will tell you that electrical prices are going up everywhere. If yours has not gone up, be very thankful. I live in East Texas. I drove an hour to my closest Sam's Club today. The first thing I saw when I walked in the door is Christmas decorations and also lots of toys and those cookie assortments that you get in the decorative Christmas tins. I thought they must have received the Christmas items that they should have gotten last year. It was not busy, and I noticed the aisles were darker. Looking up, I saw that they had turned off some of the lights. Everything is more pricier, and they had 0 eggs. That Christmas stuff is probably last year's Christmas stuff. And the cookie assortment, I've never seen anything out. No one wants to think about Christmas. We have a lot of other things to think about before we get to Christmas. Formula has never come back in stock where these people are, and they have not seen any overseas brands. I think this is Walmart. They also said junior clothing almost completely empty. They showed pictures. It was racks and racks and no clothes on them. This is European crop yields collapse amid worst drought in 500 years. This was an article someone sent me, and they said the European agricultural body is forecasting a dramatic drop in corn yields due to the ongoing drought gripping the continent. The plunge in corn output could result in further food inflation. Supermarket prices for meat in the EU jumped 12% in July versus a year earlier, while milk, cheese, and eggs have also skyrocketed at record rates. Also, they said that China has announced it would be chemically seeding the clouds to induce rain. They are also in deep problems with their crops because they've had little rain. So yes, rain is not falling, and it is going to create a problem. That is why we prep. We put back so we can make it through troubled times. So keep prepping, keep praying. Thanks for watching.